Hello, hello. Another edition of Afternoon Drive here on a Tuesday afternoon. My name is Drew Moholland. Thank you all so much for tuning in here on WJOP Radio. Hello to everybody streaming on the television as well. A little bit cold, but a sunshine-filled afternoon here. Hope you're all having a good afternoon. We have a great guest on tap here today. Another great guest from Triton Swim and Dive. The assistant coach, Kerri Kurgan, is joining us. She'll be on here in just a moment. Big news on the Triton swimming world. They won the Cape Ann League title the other night, so that's very cool, and we'll talk with Kerri a little bit about that. Also does some work locally here in the area, so we'll get into all that with Kerri Kurgan in just a moment. A lot going on here. We had a great Newburyport Triton hockey game last week on this station. I don't know, maybe Kerri was there. I'm not sure. but we had a great Newburyport Triton game. Hope you all enjoyed that if you got a chance to listen here on WJOP Radio, or if you've watched it on the stream here throughout the week. I believe they've had that up and going. I should check with David, I guess, before I say that. But if not, you'll have another chance to catch it, I'm sure. But it was a very fun atmosphere there last week, and we had some great guests. We got another couple shows here lined up for you this week. That will also be great. So we got some snow coming in as well, too. I know I tried to get in touch with Tony Fernari today. And he actually hasn't got back to me yet, which he's usually very good about getting back to me at the Newburyport DPW guy there. And that usually means he's very busy, and I'm sure he's already very busy with the preps here. We got some snow coming in. We'll look at the latest numbers here maybe during the show and try to figure out what exactly is in store for us. Sometimes these forecasts change, but we'll watch that as well. But let's do this. We'll get Kerri Kurgan in here and ready to go in just a moment. We'll talk a little bit of Triton swimming. Indoor sport, obviously, but it kind of makes me think summer swimming. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. We'll get into that in just a moment with Kerri Kurgan here on WJOP Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. It's Afternoon Drive. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. for an hour right here on WJOP. You can follow us on the Twitter handle as well, at WJOP Afternoons. That's at WJOP Afternoons on the Twitter handle. Feel free to shoot us any questions during the show. If you have any, do that for every show as we go forward as well. So there you go. We'll be right back with Kerri Kurgan. Keep it here. My name's Drew Moholland. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. A happy Tuesday afternoon to everybody. Got a packed house in here now. We have a producer of the day, which we've talked about is going to be kind of a new thing. We have Lily Dissette, a sophomore over at Newburyport. She's going to be running the cameras today, so good job, Lily. You can wave. You give a wave from behind, Lily. There you are. Yep, there she is in the back. Producer of the day, Lily Dissette. And we bring in our first guest now, Kerri Kurgan. She is the assistant coach over of the Triton swim team, the swim and dive team. And Kerri, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Big weekend for you here. Sunday.
Huge weekend.
Cape Ann League champs. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How would that go?
It was amazing. We've been a swim team for 5 years this year, and we're co-op, so we have Newburyport, Georgetown, Pentucket, and Triton. But we swim under the name of Triton. Okay.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How many people on the team?
53.
53?
Yeah. It's our biggest number this year.
What?
Yeah.
Does everybody get to participate?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
That's the best thing about CALS is everyone gets a chance to swim. So everyone gets to do it, whether you're not that great to amazing.
How big's the coaching staff?
Typically, it's just Diane and I. Diane Sagasser, she's the head coach, but we do have two other assistants. Chris Mead, he runs the dryland workouts, and Addie, also Schofield. Addie Schofield is another assistant coach as well.
Wow, 53! My goodness,
Yeah.
So that's a huge number. You said it was 5 years in, so it's a fairly new program. Mm-hmm. What helped launch the swim and dive team? I never had one in high school.
Neither did I, and I grew up here too.
Yeah.
So Diane and I are from the Y originally. We worked there, and that's how we met. And then
the Newburyport.
The Newburyport Y,
okay.
Yep. And we had a couple girls from Triton High School come to us and say, "Hey, we really want to start a swim team. It's been on our hearts." And so Diane just ran with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And you must have some connections from the Y to being right there in the community. Mm-hmm. And do you see some talent and you're scouting all the time?
Yeah, always.
How young is too young to scout? That 8-year-old can swim.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
There we go.
Well, that's cool. So, what was it like? How do you celebrate when you win a Cape Ann League champ in swimming? Does everybody dive into the pool?
No, I wish. We wanted to put Diane in the pool.
She didn't go for it?
No, she didn't go for it. We were about halfway through the meet, and we had a couple kids disqualify themselves, which means like they either like mistouched the thing, started too early or too late. So they were starting to feel kind of down, and I was like, guys, it's not over yet. Like, let's still have high hopes, and they pulled it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was you're credited with the big pep talk.
Yeah.
So disqualified. Like how do you mistouch the thing? I know very little about actual swim meets. So I watch the Olympics in the summer. That's about as much as I know.
Okay. So for breaststroke, you have to do 2-hand touch. That's the most thing we usually. A lot of kids miss.
Get away with the one.
You get it. Yeah. You have to do 2 hands.
Is it only the breaststroke where you do the?
And then backstroke, you have to land on your back and touch the wall. You can't turn and then touch the wall.
Oh yeah, that's
so you have
always
to land
amazing
on your back
when people do that.
Yeah.
Like fire out the other way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. Were you how did you get involved with this? First of all, let's hear a little background here to get to meet you a little bit. Kerri Kurgan.
I grew up in Newburyport. I went to school here from kindergarten all the way through, and then I worked at the Y for a little while during college, and I swam in college, but not in high school.
Oh, okay. Because you didn't have a team.
Because we didn't have a team. I would have, definitely. So, and then I went back, when I graduated from college, I went back to the Y to work and just decided, okay, I'm going to stick with it. And Diane came in 2013 and was like, hey, you want to help me out? I was like, okay, sure.
Wow, cool. And where was the college?
Gordon College in Hamilton, Wyndham.
Yeah, I know Gordon. Okay, so the thing gets launched 5 years ago. You get involved with it now, and a few years later, you're Cape Ann League champs. I wonder, is that your first title, or is it
first
title? So this is a big moment over there.
Big moment over here.
This makes sense because you're actually we'll just give you a little backstory. Part of the we deserve owe you a big thank you today because your athletic director actually was going to be on the show today and had a last minute thing come up. So he goes, but don't worry, I have the perfect person. And here you are on a late notice, so we do appreciate you jumping on in too. And he was very excited, I will say though, about the swim team getting that Cal championship. So you guys feeling the support over there?
Definitely. Everyone's so jazzed. I've been riding on this feeling forever. I'm going to.
Is it 48 hours now? It hasn't gone away. So is the season? Did you clinch early? How does this? Do you still have
so we still have
meets left. I guess it's a meet,
stuff
right?
to do. Yeah. So Cal Champs is just our inner league. Sectionals is you have to make a certain time, so not everyone gets to go. And then states, same thing. You swim with everyone in the state, north and south. So we swim against the north. So we have a couple people going to states already too.
Okay, cool. And then that becomes like an individual thing? Okay, so it's kind of like golf, or I know the golf team kind of does that if you play the whole season as a team, but then the top people go.
Yeah.
Because you can't send all 53.
No.
What's that like? I mean, do most teams have that big of a number?
No, I think we're the biggest team in the league. Maybe Masco is pretty big and Manchester Essex is pretty big. We started with 25 kids.
Wow.
And then every year we added 10, I think. And it gets crazy. I'm not going to lie, but we have...
How big's the pool?
Well, it's only 4 lanes. So what happens is we have first practice and second practice. So it's an hour each. So everyone gets divided, and it's easy to manage.
Every day?
Pretty much Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That can kind of that makes life busy.
Yeah.
So 53, that must be like the most rewarding thing as a coaching staff to see the interest every year. 10 kids per year. That's a huge number, right?
It's huge, yeah.
Think about football. They've been losing that many per year.
I know.
Weird comparison, football, but you know what I mean, though. Just a popular sport kind of going in a different direction. That must be great. And although I know it makes your life a little difficult doing 2 hours of practice with 53 kids every day. Does it ever get annoying?
No, they have quirks about them. All the kids do, but you push through it. Yeah. You push through it because the results are going to be great.
What's you used to be a swimmer, so you can probably get me in that mode. But like I remember like if you're playing basketball and you're having a bad shooting day, maybe you do play a different style of game or something, or just focus on defense. I don't know, whatever it is you do to adjust. Swimming, it's kind of different. It's a very individual sport, and there's really nobody there that's going to pick you up if you're having an off day.
It's all on you, and again, it's you against the clock.
Yeah, what's the uniqueness of that? Like this, is there a certain mindset where like every time you just got to have the same pregame speech to yourself? Or
a lot of you have different rituals to do individual. Relays are way more fun because you're with 3 other people, so you get to rev each other up. But I think for the kids who do swimming, that's what they like about it, because it's you against the clock. You're not going to mess up some play. It's just you and the time. Yeah. And you are racing against other people, just like track and cross country, but your own individual time is your most improved time or whatever.
Yeah, it is unique to that. Yeah. It's actually back to golf. It's almost more like that when you got a big putt or something. Nobody's there going to help you. It's a team sport, but you have to make the putt.
Right, exactly.
I remember watching the Olympics. And I'm sorry, that seems to be the extent of my my swim meet knowledge. I think my sister may have done some swimming. They might have added a program afterwards. Maybe that was individual. I'm not sure. Maybe that was outside of the high school. But I've never been to a swim meet, so I'm very interested in learning a little bit about it. You talk about the clock, and it's always interesting to me, like watching the Olympics. If you have the broadcasters doing the play-by-play, and it'll be like trying to catch somebody but not knowing what time you have to beat. I remember like Phelps, and it seemed like Phelps would always like know in his head that it's time to step it up here for the final half, whatever, like it's time to go, make your move now. And it's like, how does he know that? He's not racing actually anybody, or at least he can't see who he's racing, but he knows like he has to go. What's that like? How do you like know? Is there a clock in your head where like, you know what, I'm 10 seconds behind or whatever?
I think that's a good question. I think it's like,
is it though?
Like for some of the kids, it's you definitely have to. They can see the kids behind them or feel the bubbles or whatever. But for most,
feel the bubbles.
Yeah, you can like feel like splashing on your side. So that's how you know that someone's closer to you.
Really?
For most time, if it depends on what kind of race it is. If it's a 50 free, which is down and back, you just don't breathe. You just swim and go.
Wow.
And then for like a 200, you get a little more strategic. So you probably chill out not chill, but like go pretty like 80%. Pace yourself for the first half.
Okay.
So the first half you pace, and then the first half of the half, you go really fast, and then you bust out the second.
Okay.
So it's like you have to strategically do it of where you are in the yardage.
Gotcha. And let's go back to this not breathing thing. what literally down and back underwater, like the whole.
No, you're doing like freestyle, but we joke around. But your goal is to probably breathe once.
Really?
In a 50, yeah, and it's doable. You're not going to die or anything like that.
You would hope not.
If you would hope not, yeah.
That seems very athletic, though.
Yeah.
So is that the one where are you kind of like? I see people like turn their head to the left. I mean, that's obviously to breathe a little bit, but is that when you take your peek to like see maybe who's on your left or who's okay? Yeah. So it's not just the bubbles. Then maybe but what if it's like because some of those races you're probably racing somebody who's not maybe in the pool with you at the same time. Can that happen?
Yeah, like, different heats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you could win your heat, but that doesn't mean you win number one out of the whole thing.
So you got to have kind of that clock in your head that's going. That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of logic and strategicness too.
And the bubbles thing, so like you can tell where somebody is in the pool just if you're like getting splashed in the pool.
I personally can.
Okay.
I don't know about rest of the kids. There are some kids that like for certain ones you can see they'll like look really quick or something. Yeah. But yeah.
I can imagine. I don't think I'd have much time to look.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be looking.
A lot. You're not supposed to technically, but.
Like rules wise, or
just
teaching
like
wise?
Teaching wise, because it's like throws off your kilter. But
like just sliding into first base, you're supposed to. Yeah. Another weird example.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Again, we're talking with Kerri Kurgan. She's the assistant coach of the Triton swim team and dive team, Cal champions as of Sunday. She is still all smiles in here today, so it's very cool to have her in just 48 hours after the Cal championship, Cal title. We talk a lot about the the winter, more common winter sports, and maybe that's the wrong word, but immediately I don't necessarily think of a swim meet as being the winter sport. But is that kind of weird? Like there's a blizzard outside and the swim practice. Again, I didn't have high school swim team at my school, so it's a little bit odd for me. But is it weird being a winter sport?
I think it is, because when we go, like, when we're done swimming or done with practice and we go outside, our hair freezes.
Oh my! Yeah.
So like that's,
I know.
It gets kind of sunny. But it's for our league, we are co-ed. So in like North Andover, their league, Merrimack Valley, the girls swim in the fall and the boys swim in the winter.
Gotcha.
So it just happened to be a winter sport for our league.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that must be weird going into like a foot of snow.
Yeah, it is. It's so
we have
weird.
snow coming here too tonight.
Yeah.
So are you skipping practice for this?
Not right now. This practice is 5:30 to 7:30.
Oh, so we've just made a busy day for you.
Yes, that's okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, this is fun so far. We'll take our first commercial break here, and when we come back, we will talk a little bit more with Kerri Kurgan. Again, she is the assistant coach of the Triton swim and dive team, the Cape Ann League champions as of Sunday. So that's very cool. We got Lily Dissett in, producer of the day, doing a good job on the cameras for the stream. Hello to everybody watching on the stream, and you can follow us on Twitter at Joppa Afternoons. Kerri, as you can tell, is very well spoken, so if you have any questions for her, if you're at home watching right now, which you may, because as you can see, I have a lot of questions, and they're not all that good, to be honest with you. So shoot us some questions on Twitter if you would like, and we will relay them to Kerri as we go. So we'll take our first little music break right here. We'll be right back. A whole lot more in just a moment. My name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive. My name is Drew Moholland. That is Christina Olson. The song Thank You off her album Home to Love. I learned a little bit about her during the break. This is one of the local artists that we have that we play for you here. And our guest here, Kerri Kurgan, you know Christina Olson. You heard that song and said, I know her.
Yep.
What did she play? You said played at your church, you said?
Yeah, she played at Belleville, I think, a few years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice voice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Well, that was cool. We'll try to do more of that when we see the local artists here pop up, try to name drop a little bit. I think it's a cool thing to do. Maybe we'll have Christina on the show sometime. But anyway, moving along. You had so Cape Ann League champions, the Triton swim and dive team, Kerri Kurgan joining us. So what's it like to be a Cal champion?
It's amazing. I can't even describe this. Just because we've worked so hard and come so far and grown so much, it's like the ultimate goal. It's like our Super Bowl. Did
you expect to win this year? Did you know you had a good team?
We had a good chance. We knew we had a good chance. But you never know that day how you're gonna feel. Yep. So we were like, okay, let's go in with yes, we're gonna swim out of our minds, and we'll see what happens. Cool.
So that was, how long is that at the pool on Sunday? Is it like a full day that you guys
Yeah,
are
it's
there?
a full day.
Wow.
It's 9. Well, you got to get there at 8. Doors open at 8:30, and we don't get home until 5:30.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So it ends. I think it ended at 4:30.
Wow, that's
a long day.
That is draining. I wonder. So as what do you do? Is most of your work as the coach done before that, this, or are you the pep talk person? Or are you screaming at people while they're in the pool?
Yes, all three.
Swim faster.
A lot of the before planning is strategic. We know our swimmers, we know what they can do, what they can perform, and it's like a big puzzle piece. Diane Segas is really good at putting it together. I'm just there and look and make, okay, yep, this person does this and this good time, and then she'll put it all up and it works. I don't know. It's magic. So very strategic. And then for my job, I am making sure they're going in the pool and they're doing what they're supposed to do, and they're
making sure they're going in the pool.
Yes, making sure they're in on time.
Job number one.
And I have a lot of freshmen. I take care of the underclassmen a lot, and make sure you're behind the blocks and stuff like that.
That would be a penalty, I take it, if you're not behind the blocks?
It's not a penalty, but it makes us nervous.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're not there and they like get you going and everyone's up, then you have to hurry or you miss it and then.
Like literally, when the gun goes off and you're not there.
They say step up. If you're not there by step up, you're in trouble.
Oh,
like it's not good.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
All right, so be there on time.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. So, what's the? I see you got the sheet there. Do we have now's probably a good time. Let's do some name dropping. Who are the stars of the Triton swim and dive team this year?
Our number one girl is Maggie Summit. She is a junior at Triton, and she is undefeated in all her races.
Wow.
She also won Female Swimmer of the Year, so that was really cool. All the coaches of the Cape Ann League vote, and
so that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. She's phenomenal. She can swim down and back in 23.6 seconds. I think is her fastest time.
How many yards is that?
It's 50.
50.
So it's down and back.
Wow.
And then she also
swims a football field in 23 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really fast.
Yeah.
No breathing?
No. No.
She doesn't
yeah, she breathes like once, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Just on the turn?
Yeah. Or no, like you're not allowed to breathe out of your turns.
Oh, you're not?
No, you're not allowed to.
That would be terrible.
It's usually like the halfway mark in the pool.
Okay.
It depends on what you need to do.
Gotcha. So she's the star. Very cool. Maggie Summit.
Maggie Summit. Yep.
We'll remember that name.
Yep. For our diver, which is a whole other boat. It just is a part of our swim and dive team. It's I don't coach that. We have a coach, Heather, is that, but he never dove before. He's a soccer player. He started
soccer player.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Well, different kind of diving.
Different kind of diving. Yeah,
soccer,
and he was the goalie too.
And soccer
so,
joke.
Yeah, so he just wanted to start it. He just fell in love with it. Practices all the time. He's like always at the diving board, and he is nuts. And he has improved so much. Like
nuts.
It's insane. Like. He won.
Who is it again? What's his name?
Dylan D'Angelico.
Dylan D'Angelico.
He's a senior at Triton, and he won all for the boys. He was number one points out of all the boys.
Is it like are all diving boards like these like the high ones that we see on the TV, like the?
No, the high school ones are about probably. I think they're 3 meters high.
Okay, so higher than your backyard pool. But,
higher than your backyard pool, but not like
gotcha.
Super high dive.
Okay. Yeah, the super high dive always. I don't know.
That's insane.
I'm glad to hear the assistant coach say that's insane. That's good. Yeah, and that's very unique. Fun fact: I don't enjoy diving. I did we have a lake in Maine. I swim like crazy, and I remember diving in when I was younger, and like I didn't realize how shallow it was, and it just kind of freaked me out. I've never liked diving since then. It's like a mental thing I gotta get over. I imagine a lot of diving is mental.
Yes, it is. Same with starts, because you have to dive into the pool to swim. So it's a lot of mental. Because I have kids that they've never dove off the blocks, so I have to start with do sit dives and glides, and then we move up.
Maybe I should go to the Y. Get over my little fear of diving here. Well, that's cool. Yeah, and don't they say like that's the key for a lot of the swim meets too? Is getting off the blocks.
Yeah, getting off the block.
Like that can cost you if you get off.
Yeah, turns and starts are like they can totally make a difference.
That's crazy.
By like tenths of a second. Like crazy.
So what, I mean, is it common to maybe not slip, but just not get off the blocks well? I mean, is that?
Yeah. It's not like common, but it does happen. Like that's why practice starts and turns so much, so you can get them down. But yeah, it's a bummer when you like miss the wall or you like are the last person off the block.
That must, and you know it too.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm out of it now.
Yep.
That's gonna be the worst feeling. Well, that's interesting. So, and then, so you gave me the 2 stars there. I'm very happy this ended up being a sheet. I didn't even ask you before.
Yeah, this is the psych sheet.
I just assumed it was, your roster, but it could have been anything really. Could have been your bills. But who else we got? Any other fun facts on there we should know about?
For girls, we have Juliet Sparks, and she's a freshman from Triton, and she's a fast little swimmer. She does the 100 IM, and she's really fast in the breaststroke, and she's going to sectionals.
Oh, cool.
Maggie's already going to sectionals and states.
Is this all at the same venue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, sectionals is at MIT, and states is at BU.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. So will you all go down there as a coaching staff too and help them? And
Yeah.
How many people do you actually send of the 53?
8.
8. Wow. So that tells you how this is the elite class going to these things.
Yeah.
That any kind of is it a different mentality? So these are like your top performers, for lack of a better word. Does your coaching strategy kind of change with these kids just because they're kind of maybe not the veterans necessarily, but
I think
know
it's actually easier to coach them because they already know what they got to do to bring it home. They are on the ball. They know. Either they have swum on a club team outside of high school, or they've just been on the team long enough to know now. But Diane, what she does is she writes out the workout, and if she has to, she'll start them, and if they have to come back at a certain time, she'll start them again on the certain time. It's kind of hard to describe that.
And Diane, now Coach Diane, what's Diane's last name again?
Sagasser.
Okay, Diane Sagasser. You speak very highly of her, obviously. What's her background?
She is definitely an awesome person. She is.
That's all we need to know.
Yes,
okay,
she's awesome. She is a swimmer. She's swum all her whole life. She's from North Andover.
Okay.
So. Or Andover, actually. She's from Andover. And she swam on Andover high school team. She went to Springfield College, swam there. She's amazing. She's basically the Maggie Summit of her generation. And then she coached the Andover high school girls team. And then she moved here, and the rest is history.
That is cool. So she had a high school team in Andover. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder, are they becoming more common? Do you see more communities kind of coming up with
I think so. I especially we live by the ocean.
I know.
And so it's a great sport. And I think it is starting to come out more, especially after the Summer Olympics.
It's a good workout too.
It is.
Yeah,
you can burn twice as much.
Yeah, and you can do it later in life. It's kind of a good thing to get good at.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you're right. Any training done in the ocean in the off season? Get the kids down there.
No, I wish. That'd
battle
be great.
the waves. It's a good idea. There might be some MIAA rules against that.
Probably.
I'm not sure. But again, we're joined here by Kerri Kurgan. She is the assistant coach with the Triton swim and dive team, which is actually made up of. Give me all the communities again.
Triton, Newburyport, Georgetown, and Pawtucket.
Okay, cool. So it's it brings together it's a couple of rivals too.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you ever have to separate some of these kids? Or
no,
we're all gelling as one unit?
We are gelling as one unit. They love each other. They're all going to each other's proms. I think it's the coolest thing because these kids would not know each other in other capacity because they go to different schools.
Wow, that is something you never would have thought of. Yeah,
no.
So they're going to each other's proms.
Yeah,
you're hearing
they're
some
all
of those
excited.
Stories.
They're all excited about it. It's so cute. Yeah.
Wow, is that early? Was that early to be talking?
I have no idea. It's like a new game. Everyone's like, "Oh, we gotta get dresses now." I'm like, "It's
February 6th, prom talk. Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess you need preparation. I guess. Interesting. Well, that's really cool. Yeah. So you have Triton people going to Newburyport, and wow, very interesting.
That's great.
Was volleyball like that too? I think. Do you know off the top of your head? If I'm remembering correctly.
I know skiing might be. Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing still, and maybe that.
I think Triton actually might have its own volleyball. I'm trying to remember. We had a great guest on a week or two ago, and she helped launch the volleyball team at Newburyport. Yeah, and there was a bit of a community gelled thing, but I think Triton might have its own. I'm not sure.
I think it has its own.
Yeah. So because I think they played. They did. They actually. I think Newburyport may have beaten Triton for on that particular day. So she was all excited that day.
That's exciting.
But so that's interesting. I always wonder about because there is a lot of that going on as far as if you don't have a sport or it's a sport that maybe you want to build. That's kind of how you start it, right?
Yeah.
You bring different communities together, and eventually is the goal to have a Triton, a Georgetown, and
I believe that's the goal.
Yeah, probably always is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is how you get off the ground, though.
Right.
Or off the block.
Off the block.
As they say.
Nice. Good
See
one.
that? Very good. Kerri Kurgan is our guest today. Triton Swim and Dive, Cape Ann League champions as of Sunday. And again, a big thanks to Lily Doucette. She is our producer of the day today, a sophomore over at Newburyport. Lily, any interest in swim team?
I can't say I'm a very strong swimmer, so maybe not.
She said no. There you go. So cross her off your list there, Kerri Kurgan. But 53 kids, that number keeps sticking with me. As soon as you said it, I can't get it out of my head. When I remember talking to one of the football coaches, I think it was Newburyport actually, and they were saying, I don't think they get 53. They have kids playing offense and defense, and football used to be,
Yeah,
used
huge.
to cut people like crazy. And
Yeah.
now the swim team is getting numbers in the 50s, which is just extraordinary.
Yeah.
And were you shocked when you saw 53?
I was. The first day.
Tryouts, or is there
No, there is no, because we're a co-op, there are no cuts and no tryouts.
Okay.
Which,
So you wanna join, you join.
yeah. If you can't swim, like dangerously you can't swim, then no.
There's
But
a conversation to be
There's
had.
a conversation to be had. But I have turned many people who have done the doggy paddle into star swimmers.
Really?
So, yeah.
Have you had some people come out that really just had to learn from scratch?
Yeah.
Wow. Is
Yeah.
that a little scary?
It is.
It's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility, yeah. But we're willing to take it on.
I guess what else are you going to do, I guess? Except say, go home. This isn't for you.
Right.
But that must be kind of, how do you start with somebody, especially, I mean, you're not an adult as a high schooler, but.
Right. I teach swimming lessons as well. And
Mostly kids or all ages?
6 months to 18.
6 months.
Yeah.
They start that young?
Yes, they do. They do mom and tot. It's really fun.
Yeah.
But you have to take what they know
Yeah.
and just add little bits at a time. Be like, okay, you're doing this with your arm. Try doing this. Breathe this way. Don't do that. Like stuff like that. Like little tidbits. You can't just all throw it at you, because swimming, it's all using your whole entire body.
Okay.
And you always have to be in alignment or whatever. And like,
Gotcha.
there's little tweaks you can always do.
Okay. So that whole strategy that I think my uncle tried with me of just like
Throwing
push
you
him in
in.
the water was not the best way?
No.
It did work. I did learn. My dog fell in the pool one day, and it was ugly. Big hound dog. You'd think they know how to swim.
You didn't do his thing?
I
didn't
mean, he
do
did
it?
like the right things to stay afloat, but it was ugly. It was just not good.
Oh, man.
He had the stairs right there, and he went in the wrong direction.
Oh,
I had to jump in after him. It wasn't good.
Oh, no.
It was like klutz. He fell in. Henry the hound dog.
Henry.
Not a swimmer, as it turns out. But yeah. Anyways, we digress. So the Cape Ann Lake thing is clinched on Sunday. You got the finals coming up. Is finals the right phrasing?
Yeah.
Sectional.
Yeah. It's a championship season, we
Championship
call it.
season.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's exciting. As far as the program is going forward, you said you deal with a lot of the freshmen and underclassmen, really. Is this going to be a thing where we're talking about like 60, 70 kids next year?
I don't know. We talked about this early this morning, because we were just like, going through it, getting ready for sectionals on Saturday. And I was like, Diane, what if we have 75 kids next year? And she's like, well, we're going to have to add another practice. I'm like, okay.
Or another pool.
Yeah. I wish if we had like an 8-lane pool, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, so 4 lanes. Is that like as small as
That's
it gets?
just,
Or
I think, as
standard?
small as it gets. Yeah.
A small standard size.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that. Well, there you go. Maybe with the numbers, you can push for another pool. Sean
there you
McGinnis
go.
says, "What now? What happened when I couldn't make the show?" So that's what is the format of practice too. So you do the first hour. Is it separated by like class, or is it like JV
Nope. It's
varsity? Or?
sometimes no. Sometimes we're all varsity.
Okay.
But it depends on, like, we have sometimes we have club teamers that have practice later or before our practice. So we give them the option if you want to come to the early one or the one after.
Gotcha.
So it's like that helps with that, like, so they're not like practicing so much. And then usually the second practice is the ones that I can spend more time with.
Gotcha. What about like what's like the meet form once you get to game day or meet day? Is it like, can you come watch? Do parents come? Do students
parents come. Yep.
I take it it's probably kind of a tough sport to watch.
It is.
As far as student cheering sections and stuff.
Because especially if we're home, because our deck space, you can't even there's one line of people like by the windows.
Really?
That's about it. Yeah. But at other arenas, sometimes there's bleachers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's hot, and you're like there, and you see your kids swim for like 30 seconds, and that's it.
Huh.
So it's like,
yeah, not built.
not like
for the
watching
spectator.
soccer, but
Yeah.
it's cool to watch though. To some of the races get insane. Like,
Yeah, I always say when
close.
it's on TV, like again the Olympics, it's like my favorite thing to watch,
Yeah.
just because it's it has everything. It's got the down the stretch they come and that sort of thing. What's the hardest part about coaching a swim and dive team?
Not having enough time to do individualized attention.
Really? Well,
yeah.
that's just a problem with 53
Yeah.
kids coming out, right?
Yeah, because I would love to take some of the kids and just do one thing over and over again to try to fix it, or and just making sure like you're spreading the attention right. Like, I think we do that really well.
Yeah.
But like sometimes
you
I
wanna
feel
stick
like
with somebody a little longer.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, well,
can
we'd have
see
to
that.
get through the set. Yeah.
Jamie, you keep doing it.
Go.
Doing it wrong. Is it interesting to look at that list? I wonder, is there somebody on there that's maybe like a junior or a senior that you remember from early going and you were like, ooh, this may be the wrong sport for this person. And now a couple of years later, you're like, what an improvement. Is there like a most improved on that list?
I would say she's a senior, Savannah Silva. She's a Pawtucket.
Oh, I like that name, Savannah Silva.
Yeah. She worked out of her mind this year. We've really seen her come. I mean, she wasn't like the worst swimmer or anything, but we've just seen her take a giant leap of cutting time and just coming in and working and, you know. Another person would be.
Can you tell like the off-season work as soon as somebody walks in the gym
totally.
too?
The first day of practice, you can tell A, who's been swimming, B, who had a fall sport and who didn't.
Yeah,
totally.
That's true. Yeah, it's because those kids are probably more in shape or whatever.
Yeah. We have 3 soccer players, a football player, tons of field hockey kids. But the football player, he's never swum before. His name's Jared. He's from Newburyport. He's a junior, and he just like took off. Like, loves it now. He's so like into it, and he's trying really hard. He comes early, stays late. So it's really cool.
That is cool. I wonder, is there like one other sport like in the the off swim season sport that you're kind of like they seem to be really good swimmers? Are they more like groomed for swimming? Like, I don't necessarily think of a football player as maybe being the best swimmer in the world, but obviously there are some of those. Is there like you mentioned a couple soccer guys?
Yeah. One of the soccer guys, his name is Ben Hall. He's in Triton, senior. He is our captain as well. He had, I think he tore his ACL or something ridiculous from soccer, and they encouraged him to start swimming for PT. And I saw him in the pool. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh, I got an injury and I'm rehabbing it. I'm like, oh, you should check out the swim team since you can't play soccer. And so he did, and I taught him how to do backstroke and freestyle.
Oh, wow.
And he was in a relay.
What was his name again?
Ben Hall.
Ben Hall?
Yeah.
Okay. That's such a cool story.
Yeah.
So he's literally in there just trying to get better, and you're like, you can still have a
swim.
sport.
Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just like the psych sheet. Where is it? Oh.
Did you say the psych sheet?
Yeah, the psych sheet.
Oh.
I don't know why they call it that.
I don't either. Do you know why they call it that, Lily? No? Nobody knows why they call it that.
Yeah.
Look at that roster. Here, let me hold this thing up there.
This is the order of all the
50
meets and all the times.
This is 53 people here on this roster.
All the blues are in Triton's.
All the blues are in Triton. Okay.
Our Triton team.
This is unbelievable. Look at this. Is 20 pages.
Yeah.
Probably more.
That's the whole entire Cal meet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a lot of prep work.
Yeah.
This is what you're doing.
What Diane's doing, and I'm just reading names off, being like, okay, yeah.
She puts in that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. All right, well, let's do this. We got one more break to take, and we're flying along here, so we'll come back and take the final few moments with Kerri Kurgan. She is the assistant coach of Triton Swim and Dive. They won the Cal Championship on Sunday, so they are very excited about that. My name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive. Our producer of the day is Lily Dissette. Sophomore over at Newburyport, doing a great job. David Kramer is also the television producer today, so thank you to everybody watching on TV and on the stream. And this is WJOP Radio. Much more on Afternoon Drive with Drew Moholland in just a moment. Kerri Kurgan going to join us for a few more moments here. When we get back, keep it here. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on WJOP Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock for an hour. Which my guest, Kerri Kurgan, is quickly realizing it's like the fastest hour in radio, I keep saying. We go by very quickly here. One little quick programming note. I had mentioned that we did the Newburyport Triton hockey game last week. We're starting to do a lot more of these, so this is good. Tonight on Channel 9, Newburyport hosting Amesbury, Channel 9 on the TV, so you can tune in for that. Newburyport basketball hosting Amesbury. And also you can try to find the link on the Port Media YouTube stream, the Port Media YouTube channel, which sometimes you can watch this show on. They're not 100% sure it's going to work yet. They're going to try to do their best. A lot goes into putting these things on the Port Media YouTube stream. They are going to try it. If it's a little bit slow at the beginning, please have a little bit of patience and stick with it. But it's a great way if you're, somewhere out of town or listening from Florida. I know a lot of grandparents, that sort of thing. Great way to kind of see some action here in Newburyport. So Newburyport Amesbury basketball tonight on Channel 9. And you can try it on the Port Media YouTube stream as well. Kerri Kurgan, our guest. She is the Triton assistant coach of the swim and dive team, the Cal League champions. I got to say, Kerri, Sean McGinnis, your athletic director, was supposed to be on here today and had to bail at the last minute. He had something come up. I think I'm perfectly fine with that, bail. You have been a fantastic guest. Thank you. Some great stories here. Very well spoken. And I wonder if something like this would, having a kind of a cool assistant coach like this who can relate to the kids, I think it might draw in more people. I now know why you have 53 kids on the team. And I know you keep giving your head coach all the credit, but it seems like a nice little coaching staff there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I know you're all still celebrating the Cape Ann League title, but what's like the storyline from this year that is sticking in your head that you'll sometimes, you'll always remember the title, but sometimes there's like that unique story or something just funny that happens, or whether it be a practice or during a game that you'll never be able to forget. Is there a storyline along those lines that rings a bell? I see things churning. You have to keep them radio friendly too. No pressure, see?
I don't know. There's so many good ones. Oh, a lot of the times we have to take the stairs out of the pool. Because we share it with the community, so you can't do swimming with those stairs in the lane. So we tried to move it once, and it went backwards into the pool, and then we had to get all the guys to lift it up, and they couldn't do it. So we got one of the girls, and it takes two guys on the stairs. But this is one of the girls, I think it was Cece's, Caroline Cullen. She's a junior at Triton, and she just lifts it up no problem.
Really?
Yeah, it was great. I don't know. There's always antics on the bus rides, singing. We love to sing.
The swim team's a big singing.
We love to sing.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Is that most swim teams, or is this kind of unique to the?
I don't know. Yeah. We rock it out. They have this monster speaker that one of the kids has, and they just bring it, and we jam out. It's great.
You do see that a lot. There's certain teams that will just sing and yell on bus rides, and I always do kind of every now and then you'll see that coach or bus driver just probably battling a headache, maybe having a bad day, and I cannot envision a worse spot to be in. I'm sure that maybe you've had a moment or two like this where you're can we just be quiet?
Yes. That we actually have two buses, so one bus is designated the quiet bus and one bus is designated the loud bus.
Is that a true story?
It is a true story.
That is so
I'm usually
funny.
on the loud bus, but from home from Cal's, we were all both the loud bus at that point.
That is hilarious. Yeah. And the quiet bus is always behind?
Yes.
Always trailing?
Always trailing. Just we all take naps. It's great.
Oh, man, that is too funny. Do you ever have, is it pretty much the same group always on the loud bus? I can imagine.
Yeah.
There's not too much crossover.
No, there isn't.
Oh, man, that is too funny. Well, so now we know a little bit about the travel to the meets. Do you take a bus with the 8 kids that you're going, or?
Yes, we
You still get the full bus. Will the rest of the team come in support, or is that kind of an individual thing?
It's hard to get tickets, believe it or not.
Wow.
The women's winter sectionals and states are everyone wants to go.
Yeah.
So
a lot of family demand.
A lot of
family.
Probably. If you're swimming, you only get 2 tickets or 1 ticket. I forget.
Really?
And then
That's it.
That's
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. I think they're gonna.
Cut.
You have to go on there's an app on your phone. And you have to go on at 6 and download the ticket really quick. It's
really
a process. Yeah.
Wow.
I think they go on sale at 6 tonight in the middle of practice. So we're gonna have designated people on phones
oh, wow.
getting ready to buy them.
Be careful with that whole electronics near the pool thing.
I know.
Has that happened? I guarantee that's happened.
That's happened to me.
This day and age, everybody with the phone.
Yep.
Many cell phones in the pool. And here's another very strange pool question. I have a pool, and of course you have to keep it up with the chlorine and everything. Do you guys have to do that?
Oh yes, we check it every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours.
Should I be checking every 2 hours?
No, you should definitely check more often than like at least once or twice a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And like it's like a good pool and everything, I know. But what if it like comes back? Do you have to cancel practice if you have an issue?
We haven't yet. Mostly it's weather related. Snow, sleet, ice. Yeah.
Getting to the place.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Speaking of it, we have snow coming in. You hear what we're getting yet?
No, I keep hearing different things.
Yeah, that's probably because I haven't given a straight answer on it yet. Let me look it up here. Lily, you know how to use the Twitter thing, right? Search like a weather person there. Try to get us some latest numbers. Guys, put in Barry Burbank. I like Barry. He tends to tweet some stuff. He's local. Barry lives in Boxford, I think.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if most people know that, but great guy. I work with him over at the WBC as well. So Barry Burbank, and hopefully he's tweeting about the snowstorm. That's Lily's job to find out how much snow we're actually getting. What's that?
Congratulating the Patriots.
Okay, he's congratulating the Patriots on a good season. So not too concerned about the storm, obviously. But we'll see. Take it slow out there, whatever we do get. So this has been fun. Final couple minutes here, Kerri Kurgan. I wonder, what would you say to the people that, or let's maybe, it's not so much a spectator sport as we've crossed, but if you're a middle schooler and you might want to join the Triton swim and dive team, what is your pitch as the assistant coach here to... Do you even want to make a pitch? You got enough kids.
I know, right? My pitch is if you like swimming and you are, even if you're a junior in high school, come on down to the Y. We have a program called Junior Breakers, and it's swim team practice, but we don't go to any meets.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of our kids come from sometimes, is we have that program, Junior Breakers at the WCA in Newburyport.
It's almost like a minor league squad.
Yeah.
You get to groom them for the big leagues.
For the big leagues,
I'm sure that's happened too, right?
Yeah. Our freshmen this year, we have a group of 3 freshmen, and they have done breakers all through middle school, and they had a great season.
Wow, that is really cool. And what's been the most rewarding? I mean, I'm sure it's easy to say that you just won the Cape Ann League championship, but what's been the most rewarding part of this year for you and your group?
I think seeing the large number of people come together and like
the
for
prom
the one
dates.
goal.
You love the prom dates.
I do. I love that part.
It's a great story.
And it's the friendships you make, and just all the different grades too are all in the same thing too, which is neat. I love to see because I see the younger kids.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's seeing how they are in day one to today.
Yeah.
And they like leaps and bounds improve in my eyes. So
that is great.
That's one of my favorite things.
And talk about improvement. You went from a team that you knew was going to be good, but maybe not quite this good. Yeah. And you walk away with a trophy. You get a nice trophy, or
we get a plaque.
You get a plaque.
So cool.
And did you get to bring it in the pool?
Yeah.
You brought it in the pool? That's cool.
It was awesome. So we also won a sportsmanship award. So
congratulations!
Yeah, so we got 2 plaques.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
So you won the Cape Ann League and got the sportsmanship award. For some reason, the champions don't always get the sportsmanship award.
Yeah.
That's a good little double whammy right there.
Yeah, it made us feel good.
Well, congratulations, Kerri Kurgan. You were great.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for pitching in on late notice. Your AD is always very good to us as far as joining the show in years past as well on other variations of this program, but had to bail at the last moment, and he did a great job pointing me in your direction, so I really appreciate it. And very timely, just 48 hours after winning the Cape Ann League title. So Kerri Kurgan, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. We'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Big thanks to Lily Doucette, producer of the day. Lily, one more wave. Good job, Lily, working the cameras. David Kramer, the producer on the TV side, and the boss, Sarah Hayden. Great crew on hand. Another fun show. We'll be back here Thursday, 3 o'clock. Another great guest. I'm not going to tease it anymore. I'm going to stop previewing our guest in case we have anybody bail on us. But Thursday, we'll have another great guest in here. My name is Drew Moholland. Take it slow during the snow. We will see you Thursday. Bye-bye now.